and I worked at GameStop, of course, 'cause that's where everyone has to work as a gamer.
It's a requirement.
Yeah, they suck though.
Did you ever steal any games?
No, I
Did
never.
you get games early?
I would get 4 hours a week. I could barely pay for my cat food.
4 hours a week.
Yeah, they were really like I was the.
You call that work?
I don't know what you call that, but I had to. I talked to the boss, and he'd given me another place to work at. And then when I went to the other location, which is the east side of where I live, my car actually got vandalized and such. So it was a bad experience overall. And unfortunately, my district specifically, they weren't really into your knowledge of gaming. They more so cared about just your ability to sell and push the subscriptions down their throat and the Game Informer. And I was kind of, it's just really frustrating as a coworker to like have to constantly remind people of, when people are at the like buying a game and they're like, oh, this story again of like, oh, I have to sign up and do all that. So unfortunately my GameStop could care less. It could be used toilet paper. They'd still be like, just sell it and push it. So
you won season 2 of the Ultimate Gamer on the Sci-Fi Channel. How did you get into that? How did you get on the show?
Could we get a backstory for what that is? Because I haven't heard of it, and I need to know.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago, and the directors, Michael and Derek, now do a show called Face Off, which you may have seen, which is like special effects makeup on sci-fi. Yeah, so they actually stopped on the second season of Ultimate Gamer and went off to do that show. So unfortunately, the show isn't around anymore, which is a bummer, because it was 12 people living in a house. The one who won got $100,000 and an Alienware, a Samsung package, the whole gaming setup. And what you would do is a real-life challenge versus a video game challenge. So, for instance, we played Battlefield on the PC, and we would have to like play off against. We had 4v4 at that point, and the real-life challenge was paintball, and we would have to go from 3 different locations while setting up this satellite thing, and we shooting like literally it was paintball like versus each other. We were shooting each other, and it was pretty awesome because you were trying to like blind the other people from putting in codes, and they would do that for each game. It would all feature a whole nother style of reality challenge, and then depending on your 2 scores, you would pick the best, would choose a person to go in against the worst, and whoever the last man standing wins.
Can you tap your mic just to make sure the right mic's picking you up?
Woody.
Yeah, it's totally not it.
What?
That's not the mic you're using.
It looks great, though. It's very professional.
Yeah, you sound awful.
No, I'll sound
You sound awful. I think you're using your
too.
webcam mic right now.
Yeah, I think it is. It's using my stupid Logitech.
Well, while you work on that, speaking of
Watch how
paintball,
there you go.
our paintball event is... Oh, you already sound better. Yeah, I can tell just from like the... Yeah, much better.
See,
so
now it's awful and it's rude and it's awkward. But aren't you all glad I did this?
Yes.
Every show needs a joke.
Better, 100% better. So,
comment about how much you appreciate Woody interrupting Kat.
And me interjecting now that our paintball event is fast approaching. Go to pvbomb.com. The park is called PV Explosion. It's outside of Chicago, Illinois. We're going to be playing there April 11th and 12th. You need to pre-register especially if you want one of the nicer guns that are on one of the 2 of the higher packages that they have set up for us. Because they have a limited number of the better guns. If you can figure, if you follow me.
So you said it very clearly and easily. I'm with you, dude.
Is the worst gun the Tippmann 98?
I think so. I think it's okay.
Well, then you people need to sign up now because the first year we fucking did this, me and T-Mark got hosed, and Kyle had like 2 goddamn machine guns. Woody was hooked up with like matching stuff, and I had to wear Kitty's old jersey and use a Tippmann 98
it
like
said
an idiot.
Muppets on it.
Yeah, Muppet Mower.
He was totally dressed in like girl clothes with a mechanical hopper.
With a shit tier gun. No, it wasn't a mechanical hopper. I would shoot 3,
gravity fed,
and then everyone would know where I was. And I had to go.
Meanwhile, I'm over there. So if you don't want that to happen, you need to go there, pre-register, and if you're bringing your own equipment and you're not concerned with that, you're like, I don't need a gun, I don't need a mask, fuck all that, but I want to come to your event, all you have to do is buy a case of paint. So the case of paint, and then when you get there, let them know that you're in our group. Otherwise, you're just going to go and play with a bunch of other random jackasses, and you're not going to have nearly as much fun. Yep. So make sure you go, pre-register, and I'm not sure if there's anything else. Oh, can we watch my 45-second paintball video? Because I cut out a few little clips of my my scope setup that I'm going to use to film at the event, And I just wanted to show everybody, just give them an idea of what it's going to look like.
Link it.
All right. It'll take me like 5 seconds.
All right.
I like how Kyle's implying that playing against him with his assault rifle with the fucking paintballs with fins on the back that go 100% straight is more fun than just a bunch of random people with Tipmans. You'll get a lot more kills in the random group, but
all
not
right.
many subs.
It's true. So if you want the full effect of this video, I recommend 1080p and 60 frames per second. But I am queued up at 0, and I'm ready to play whenever.
Ready, set, play.
So those are regular paintballs, so they're not going all that straight. That target's fairly far away. This is 3-round burst.
That's not 3-round burst.
Is it? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, then that's not fair to call it 3-round burst.
These are first strike rounds.
Yeah, they all go in the same hole.
This is 20 yards away. These are regular paintballs. They're still fairly accurate. And this is fully automatic. And this goes on for a moment, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I got the scope set in, so the balls are actually going where the crosshairs are at about 25 yards. And I got some 45-degree sights on the left side of the gun, so they're kind of co-witnessing each other. So I can sight in with my iron sights and shoot fast. And I got mag-fed first strikes. I've got a 3D printed first strike magazine that holds 50 rounds that I'm going to have for the event.
Kat, we're playing paintball together with fans and stuff next on the 11th and 12th, pbbomb.com. Kyle has assembled the most expensive paintball kit in the history of paintball.
It's so douchey.
It is so douchey.
You want me to get it? You want me to get the gun?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, get it.
Beyond that, yeah, take your headset off. Now let's get started. All right. I'm just kidding. but beyond that, he's been like training for this. He's legit like lifting weights, hitting the elliptical. He's out running. He's drilling. He's doing like wind sprints. He has gotten so into this paintball thing that he's just going to wreck all his fans. That's his objective. He's hoping that they're like young and unskilled and he can just destroy them.
I don't know why he's training so hard. It's like training really hard for a fencing match when you know you're going to get to use a Glock 19. Like, there's no point. There's no point. He's going to dominate even if he gains 60 pounds between now and then. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I have done no training whatsoever. I
got into paintball. It's a huge competitive scene for that. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I actually had a spider, and my dad was one of those people that kind of got laughed at because he would put on like a whole armor juggernaut suit to like, I don't want to be affected by these paintballs, and I'm like, dude, that makes you kind of look like a pussy. But
that's true. But there's like no happy medium in paintball. Like you either go out there with the padded chest thing where everybody's like, what a dick. Or you go out there in like a wife beater and short shorts from the 80s, and everybody's like, "Wow, what are you trying to prove? Just wear something normal." There's no winning.
Okay,
especially not against that.
And you're so vulnerable to neck shots and shots that still like suck no matter what. You have.
So this is the Die Dam. DAM stands for Die Assault Matrix. It's if you're familiar with the DM series of Die rifles, it's pretty much the same interiors with a couple of modifications. It goes from mag-fed to hopper-fed with a flip of a switch over here.
How do you shoulder it? Oh, on the. All right, I see.
I'm not going to run it like this at the event though. I've got a remote, so this bottle will be strapped to my back, and I'll have a regular M4 buttstock on it. So
naturally, right. And how do you look through the sight?
So I'll show you over here. So if you see.
Oh, all right. So you co-witness on the iron sight and let the other thing film.
Yeah, all this stuff on top is for everyone else's benefit. I don't get to use the scope or anything at all. I'm using iron sights on the side, but they both point at the exact same thing, and the GoPro is perfectly lined up, so it gets to see what the scope sees.
So you're gonna do like a Call of Duty montage, 2012 style?
Oh yeah, that's the goal. I'm gonna put one of those little replay HD cameras. Like right here. They're really, really tiny. They do 1080p and 60 frames. And it should give a really nice like first-person viewpoint when I look down to do mag changes and stuff. I've got my Scorpion tail GoPro set up. So there's a GoPro in third-person mode like 3 feet behind me. Always following me around.
If we find ourselves on opposite teams, I swear to God, I'm shooting the fuck out of your camera. That's all I'm doing.
Come on. I'll be the blur. I'm ready to play, man. I've been pretty psyched up about this thing for weeks now. So, really looking forward to getting out there. We got our flights today.
Yeah, I was happy about that. It was like a point of stress for me. Lozon's writing me every day, like, when's the flight? When's that happening? And I feel like I'm slacking, but I'm not slacking. It's just...
Yeah, I felt the same way, and I wasn't slacking, and I think Kitty felt the same way, but she wasn't slacking. Mm-hmm. It was just well, I hate to say it, but the feels was... They waited until now, but that's when they wanted to purchase it. It's just,
right.
Yeah, I don't want to throw them on the bus or anything.
Not that they were slacking, they just waited till now.
They waited till now. I'm sure they didn't see it as slacking. I'm sure they were just like, yeah, that's when we buy plane tickets. But to us, we were like, we're getting one of them plane tickets coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sorry, I feel like we ran all over Kat, but I have one more little tidbit to add, and that is, so I'm flying in. Woody's flying in. And Chiz is coming as well. And we told Chiz, they were going to get Chiz's flight as well. They were going to fly Chiz in. And Chiz is like, fuck all that. What am I, a peasant? A peasant? You think I'm going to get an aeroplane? What am I, a Wright brother? I'm taking a fucking choo-choo, motherfucker. He's taking a train from like San Diego to Chicago, Illinois.
No, he's not. Okay. He's not doing that again, is he?
He took a bus last time. And he's like, I don't like bus people. So...
Oh, hey, wait, so
Thank you.
He won't get on a plane? Is he afraid of flying?
No, he's got a passport. He's flown he's flown out of the country before.
Then what the fuck? Who would get on a train to go across the country?
He was going to take the bus again, and I shamed him into the train. So I don't know how that even happened. I
don't understand his motivation. He's frozen right there, but
I didn't know you could still take trains that far.
I didn't know. It's called the Zephyr. Is everyone okay?
Am I still frozen?
No, it only lasted
a second.
That's why you're imitating Kyle.
Yeah, I'm trying to prove that I'm no longer.
Come on, Kat. Yeah, there it is. So
quality entertainment. All right. Especially for audio-based.
This Zephyr in, which is this train that goes from San Francisco to Chicago, and it has like 45 stops along the way, maybe more. I don't know.
He's got a layover in like Colorado for like 3 hours or something like that. And I told him, I was like, this is how it's going to go, dude. On my end, I'm going to get to the airport around noon. I'm going to have myself a cocktail, maybe have some French fries or something, because at long last my diet will be over. Then I'm going to board the plane, be a little bit tipsy. 2 hours later, I'm going to touch down in Chicago, and we're going to go eat some delicious food with Woody. You, at this point, will be somewhere... on the end of one of the longest, most gross journeys that anyone has made.
In an awful cornfield. And are there really layovers on a train, or is it just intermittent hobo meetups? Like you just go across the country.
I imagine every stop, there's a bunch of flaming barrels with guys with like fingerless gloves warming their hands.
Yeah. Over those big cans. Yeah, like in Home Alone.
When I hear train, I picture like you having your own stateroom, sort of a bunk bed situation, kind of like maybe if you were going on a cruise. But that's not what it's like at all. It is like a bus. You will have a chair, and it will suck, and you won't shower for days, and it's I can't
imagine why he's doing that, but Chiz will be making like a 2 or 3 day journey to get in, and I'm going to make a 2-hour flight. But, yeah.
2 hours, 11 minutes. Welcome to modern technology.
Yeah. Don't you love that?
Yeah, it's great.
Then you could be angry if it's like, 2:19. Liars. But he's going to be on the train for days.
For days.
That blows.
Yeah. So at some point, Chiz will get there, and you can come play paintball with the three of us. So make it happen. Go click that link and pre-register. I really do like these events. Like I like them for a couple of reasons. I like playing paintball. I love paintball. I like meeting up with fans, but it's weird when you meet up with fans at like PAX or something, because I'm there for work and they're there because they like video games, and I'm kind of trying to go about. I'm trying to work and they're trying to have fun, and it's just it's a weird meetup environment with the music and lights and everything. But when we meet up at these paintball things, we're kind of cooperating together to do something. I'm counting on fans to have my back so I don't get shot in the ass, and I'm also hosing fans down. So we always have a good time, get to hang out. And you would think, I always thought it was going to be awkward when I did the first one. I thought it was going to be weird But it never is. Everybody usually has a good time. There's always a couple weirdos. Let's be honest.
Well, that's a guarantee.
Don't make
there will
fun
be
of
a
that
couple
one guy.
weirdos.
I mean, we've got hundreds of thousands of followers and viewers and such. So you're gonna have a couple of weird motherfuckers. We all know who they are. We've been to the event.
Last time I was there, that guy wanted to wrestle me.
That guy he did wrestle you.
Yes.
And you beat him.
I did beat him.
Yeah. There was
and then
a guy.
I uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah, you wrestled a 16-year-old in public.
That guy was 18, I think.
Say so.
He was smaller than me, though. I appreciated that.
He was wearing a Letterman jacket. I mean, I don't know how old he could have been.
He was in high school. He was on his wrestling team was like state champions or something. Not him personally, but his team was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. He gave you a pretty good go of it until you choked him into submission, as we all saw out there on the grass.
Yeah, wrestlers always give up the guillotine. I had that coming since before we tapped
He was a child as well, so maybe he just didn't expect you to choke him like that. You never know.
Yeah, you've got 4 or 5 decades of experience on the kid.
4 or 5 decades.
You're like, yeah, you
Older
never
than
saw
his
that choke
dad.
coming.
Yeah, well, I mean look, if I'm choking someone, I don't know why they were surprised about that. It's par for the course.
Fair enough. But yeah, we always have. I remember there was one guy who drove up from Texas to Chicago to do one of my events, and he had brought his guns with him, and that's kind of a no-no in Chicago. But he just wanted to show them to me. Come on out to the truck. Let me show you my guns. And I'm just like, nah. Nah, that's all right. I'm gonna stay in here.
You didn't even indulge him. He risked jail time.
You think I'm gonna walk with this stranger from Texas back to his vehicle way out in the parking lot? You've been to CPX. You know how big that parking lot is. He was in the back. He wanted me to walk from like the field out to the back to his truck so he could get out a weapon.
Kyle, I don't. No, I'm not going to tell this story. Never mind.
No, I don't tell that one. No. No, I don't tell that one. Maybe some other time.
Yeah, we'll wait for the statute of limitations to wear
right?
out.
We're all over Cat here. Poor Cat. Just
all right, Cat talk.
All the time.
Let's
I want to hear about what games that you were just a dynamo in, and which ones maybe you play now that you suck at.
Aren't you like a champion at like Left 4 Dead or something?
No, I actually just got done beating Bloodborne. That just came out. I'm picking up Dark Souls 2, the one that's for the next gen, and PC.
Is the first one as hard as they say it is?
I had never played them, but people call Bloodborne easy mode, and I died well over 150 times before I beat the game. So if that's easy mode, I'm not looking forward to Dark Souls.
I died more than that in COD 4. It's fucking no fighting in the war room. Fuck you. It's impossibly hard.
I remember that stupid mission.
It is timed. I'm sorry. This is about Cat. I'm interrupting.
Is it? Oh no, that's fine.
Well, so no fighting in the war room has a section in COD 4. If you don't know it, it's timed, and if you beat a certain amount of time, it'll do a checkpoint, right? And I got myself in this situation where, like, I don't know what it was, but say 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. I had got that far. And it was the absolute minimum required. So I just kept starting from there with very little time to accomplish a task. And I literally spent like 200 tries getting it from there. I almost hired a guy to beat it for me. I had a guy all lined up. He agreed to beat it for $30, and I agreed to pay for it. I just wanted him to get past that little section. I didn't know how saves work. Now I do, and it wouldn't have worked at all, like him saving it on his Xbox or whatever. But, yeah, I just wanted him to get past, that thing, and then I could continue playing the game. And the only reason it didn't happen is I couldn't get a hold of him. Like, he was never available at the right time, and I beat it on my own before I was able to set it up. So, yeah.
So,
anyway.
Kat, are you all about consoles, PC, everything?
I just got a Newegg just made me a PC. They built me a really badass PC. So I've been trying to, I play H1Z1. Which has been a lot of fun because you get to kind of run in. I like H1Z1 because it's that environment where you can find other streamers, which I've noticed doesn't happen a lot in other games. In H1Z1, you can play Battle Royale, which allows you to kind of run into other people, and it's all about interacting and deciding whether you're going to kill someone or join up with them. And for me, it's a lot of abuse of "fuck you, cunt," and I'm like, "What?" So H1Z1's a lot of fun for the social interaction. The game itself is really kind of bare bones. So
does the abuse wear on you at all? Because you do a lot of Twitch streaming, the abuse. Everyone knows that Twitch comments can often be like just a cesspool of awfulness.
Yeah, I just got a message from another streamer, a female, who was asking for tips about that, about haters and like how to deal with the kind of people that are in Twitch, because there are some people that really hate on you, and there's some people that really like you too. So there's kind of both.
Girls get their own brand of hate too.
Yeah, they can. But I feel like I really just like my skin has gotten so thick for this kind of stuff. I have so much armor on that it's very hard for them. I have really good moderators. I actually have them all in a chat, and I talk to them about what's going on, what to promote, and also I have mod meetings about if there's anything to, if you're confused about what needs to be timed out or what needs to be banned. But other than that, I mean, it's just I've gotten so used to it. There's nothing that surprises me anymore. What bothers me is I've been streaming. I do every Monday. I stream with my dad, and he's a huge nerd. Like his gamer score is 214,000 on Xbox. Like he plays too much.
Holy
I know
smokes.
He's bad. He played the Hannah Montana game just to get the points out of it. It was I'm like, Dad, you're embarrassing me. But no,
all of a sudden you're 12 again. Go on.
I know, right? But he had a comic card store when I was younger, and that's what got me into the whole nerd realm. And we've had pinball tables, every single console you can imagine. I still have comic books, like thousands and thousands of comic books, magic cards, anything you can imagine that would be in a comic card. So we even had laser discs. I don't know if you remember laser discs.
I had laser discs.
Yeah. So we even sold those at the comic card store. And when he streams with me, that's when I get the whole new realm of comments too, where they're like, "Is that your boyfriend?" and things like. And my dad's 60; he's turning 60.
I'm not judging.
Some of the comments though are just like, "Seriously, guys, like that's so bad."
Yeah.
I was about to ask, like, so your armor is thick. I get that, right? And I'm getting thicker every year. I've been on YouTube since 2009 or something. But there are still things they can say that like do penetrate the armor, and it's usually not the most vile stuff. My subs have heard this before, but when they threaten to like rape my wife and daughter and stuff, I'm like, whatever. That's so boring. But every so often they'll be like, the color correction on this is awful, and I'm like, oh, really? You think? I tried so hard. What is it that gets you?
It's weird because sometimes you wonder, like, how do these people know that one string that's inside you that you think is impenetrable, and they find a way to be like, "Arr." But yeah, they do find things that even I'll feel like after winning the Ultimate Gamer Show, you get a lot of fans from that, and then I had somebody message me a good it's like essay sized about, "Hey, I followed you, I respect you, but I've noticed that you've been showing a lot of boobs and a lot of cleavage, and I just think you're selling yourself out, and you're a sellout." And I'm like, so I go to my dad, who luckily knows everything about this kind of stuff, and I'm like,
boob expert.
I'm just wondering, like, am I a sellout? Like, is that something that's, because that's probably the biggest problem I have is the over-exaggerated comments about boobs.
Woody has been whoring out his hairline for years now. He flashes it, he flaunts it, he shows it off. He doesn't care. It's all about the views. Everybody's...
that's the direct attack for girls, is to immediately go for the fact that they're used more for selling things based on their image. And when people see the whole boob thing, they tend to instantly use that as your way of being legitimate. And a lot of the ways of me just brushing that off is knowing that I have accumulated accolades from playing video games for so many years. So, but it still gets to me because I'm just like, oh, what do I do? Do I look like a friggin' nun and cover myself up and pretend like I'm not showing anything? I just learned to get over it and be like, behind their keyboards, they can say anything with no consequence, and that's the worst part.
I think there's some sort of happy medium, like maybe a habit and the boobs. Just is that what that thing is called?
I actually use my hand now. I'm just like, okay, they may be there, but now you guys ain't gonna see it.
Shucks, what is it called that a nun wears on her head?
A hat.
I'm not Catholic.
I thought it was called.
Just do a few sessions of your live stream where you do dress in like a full body gimp suit with nothing showing, and see if that. Well, no, that's a bad idea. Don't do it with a gimp suit. Do it with dress like a nun. Just see if anything changes.
Do you have a gimp suit handy?
It's called a habit. I was right.
No, I do, I stream in sweaters and all different things. It's like, no matter what, they're still abusive. I mean, it's why I have the eyes, so it's like eye contact's no problem. I let them have whatever they want to have.
Is that a Minion shirt?
Yeah, it's
a Minion from...
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Despicable Me, yeah.